Okay, let's talk microwaves. Well, my microwave went out, so I had to buy a new one. I love the one that I had, but it went out, so I had to go do my research. So I found this Panasonic inverter microwave, which I think I love a lot. And I say think because I'm just doing some discovery on it. You know, when you first buy a microwave, you wanted to do basic things. So I wanted it to fit in this cabinet. Yes, first thing. I wanted to have some stainless steel, of course. Yes, kind of match the decor in my kitchen. That was the second thing. And there was a couple of button things that I wanted it to have. But pretty much that's all that I really cared about. So you pretty much, that's how we buy microwaves. And a lot of us don't use them to the ability. But this is a good microwave. And let's talk about it. It has some great settings. One of the things that I wanted first off was I wanted to make sure that it had the quick 30 seconds kind of settings. The door you see right there, it works really good. I wanted a nice sturdy door that I used to have problems with doors before. That one's good. So that works nicely. So that'll last for a long time. So I really did my research on this. So then I was saying some of the stuff that I wanted was for it to have like a little quick setting where you can just go. And it does have that. It has the quick 30. You can just click 30, 60, 90, whatever, and it takes it up to your time. So you don't really have to think about what time to do. You can do a quick thing there. So that was number one on the list. Check. Got that. The other thing, of course, you wanted it to be able to do just a regular old standard timer where you put in a time, and then you just hit start. We all know how those work. It needs to be really simple like that, and it does that too. So that's another check. That's pretty basic, but some microwaves, they make that really complicated. This was on there for sure. So one of the features when reading my book, finally, that I found out that I had was something called a child feature. Basically, if you hit the start button 3 times, it will do some things. But now I'm showing you the popcorn setting. That's like 3 settings for popcorn. Who would have thought it had that many settings for popcorn? But you got 3 settings of popcorn timers. That's important. Popcorn's important, right? So let's talk about this child timer. So when you hit that thing, it comes up and it says child. That means that the buttons are locked. Children can't mess with it. And that's a nice feature to have. I do have nieces and nephews that are young that could come over and mess with that. So turn that on. And then you press the stop button 3 times and it goes out of that. The other must-have function was being able to defrost. Sometimes when you come home from work, you haven't really thought about what you want to cook. You didn't take anything out for the day. So you need something to be able to just defrost. And yes, we wanted to have that. Also wanted to have a cooking timer, which I'm seeing right here. You hit the timer to make it just count down and do what it needs to do. But the defrost was important to me as well. So this one has a defrost button where you click on the button and you pretty much just put in the poundage of how much the item is that you're defrosting. If it's a meat, well, I usually look at the package and see what's on there, and I put that poundage in there. And then it gives you a set time. It'll come back and tell you, hey, this is going to take 8 minutes and 55 seconds to defrost. So that was pretty cool, and I trust it. Sometimes that's not enough time. You have to add a little bit more, but for the most part, it works pretty good with those timers if you put the right poundage on there, right? Okay. Something else that was on this microwave I didn't know that I had, it has a keep warm feature. Yes, a keep warm feature. Sometimes you just get caught on the phone, or you're looking at TV, or you're not ready to feed everybody yet. Things are still cooking. You want to keep something warm. You just click the little keep warm button and you put in an amount of time, and then it will keep your food warm. So it's not cooking. It's doing it at a low level just to keep that warm. That's a nice feature in this microwave. So I like that. really cool. So it has, so far, a lot of good bells and whistles. Okay. So something else from reading the manual, people pull out your manuals. Don't do like I do. Most men don't like to do that, but I pulled it out and I noticed that it has these things called power levels. Basically, these are power levels on your Mac where it just kind of works like a stove. So if you click those numbers, it'll go through power level 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So think of that as being like low, high, medium, things of that nature for your microwave. So you cook at lower heat, higher heat. So yes. So the default is the higher level, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you want to cook something, you click the level and you put in a time. That's easy. Yes, right? And if you want to cook something at a lower level, you click the power level button. You go to a lower level and you put in a time. Like I want to do something at power level 1. There you go. And then you put in your time. So it's going to cook at a low heat. Think about your stove. So this feature works like a stove, power levels. That is a nice little game changer to have. Okay, so I'm really excited about that. And you're in your book. If you look in your book, it actually does have like what those levels mean and what they are. So you know that 10, of course, is high. And you know that all your levels. So if you look in your book, it tells you what each level is. All right. Like power level 3 is usually for defrost, that sort of thing. So your manual has a wealth of information. So here's the game changer. It's called the sensor reheat. This little baby has a sensor on it that basically, when you put your food in the microwave, that's my leftover dinner, piece of corn on the cob and a leftover baked potato, put on my handy dandy cover, and then you're going to click the button that says sensor reheat and then hit start. That's it. It's basically going to warm up your food, and based on the sensor, it senses the steam coming from the food. Then it's going to ring for you, and then you'll know that it's ready. So I did that, a little time delay here, and I'm opening it up now, and notice everything is nice and warm. Yeah, I got my smoke coming out. So it actually did heat that up, and I didn't have to think about it. I just said sensor reheat start. So for most foods, I'm seeing that it's probably going to work out fine. It does say not to do breads and certain foods, so read your manual. So it is nice and warm. I can add some butter to those babies and have a little snack. So yeah, that's a game changer. Didn't know I had that. So this is a great feature. Now, in addition to sensor reheat, there is a sensor cook button. Yes, basically same kind of concept. Whatever food you're trying to cook from scratch, your book has a list of foods that are in there that work well in microwaves. You basically click the sensor cook button, and it will determine when that food is ready and give you a little ding ding. It'll say, I'm ready, check me out. Now, you may have to add some time, but it does have a little button that says add more. If you've done this food in there before and it didn't cook all the way, when you go in to do the sensor cook, the next time click on the little up button to like add more, and then it'll add 20% more time. So here we have it, this great little Panasonic microwave, the gem that I didn't know I have. It has all this details in the manual about sensor cooking, sensor reheating, how to use the power levels. So sometimes you have a jewel and you don't even know it. So if you're looking for a microwave to buy, this little baby, small as it might be, some of you may want something bigger. It's not that small, but it's really powerful. Newer microwaves cook with a lot more technology than older ones. They have a lot more power. This is a really great microwave. The Panasonic inverter. And you can find this microwave on Amazon. So check it out. The next time you go shopping, I've done some work for you here. You can know that this is a good microwave and you're not going to go wrong. So check it out and happy shopping. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.